In today's lesson, we're going to learn about a really interesting tool, and that is the masking tool. With the masking tool, you can overlay videos and limit their effects, adjust the shape of your videos, and finally place videos inside images. Let's get straight into it and see how this awesome tool works. Let's first import a video onto our timeline. I've downloaded this video right here from Pixabay, and now I have a video that I can work with. You can find the masking tool inside the Effects menu. Open this up. It's in the Utility folder. These two are meant for masking your videos. We have Image Mask, which uses an image to mask your videos. And then we have Shape Mask that uses shapes like circle, rectangle, triangle to mask your videos. So let's learn what masking does. I'm going to download these and place it directly onto my video. Notice how the corners are now gone, and the shape that we are seeing our video in is a rounded rectangle. Let's double click on our video, head over to Video, Effects, where we can find our shape mask effect. Over here, I get to change the shape of my mask. The first option we have is the blur strength. Now, blur is talking about the edges right here. You can see that they're pretty sharp, but if I add to this blur strength, I'm blurring out the edges. And now I'm getting a vignette effect. But if I bring it to the left, I'm going towards the sharper side. So depending on why you're masking your video, you can either go for something soft or something sharp. The next option is the PTSX, which is the roundness of this rectangle. This is round, and this is sharp. The more you move towards the left, the sharper it will be. So if it's at 0, you can see I'm not getting any masking. If I go to the other side, I'm getting my rounded rectangle again. And then we have X, which is the position X of this mask, or this shape that we just created. Position X. And then we have position Y. Go to the right to bring it down, go to the left to bring it up. Let's hit the reset button. We have scale X, which is how stretched out your shape mask is across the X axis. So this is 1 point, and this is the max that it can go. But if we go towards the left, we're making it skinnier, but only the X part and not the Y. You can see it's pretty tall. That is because we're just working with the scale X. Similarly, we have scale Y, which goes from here to here. So scale X went with the width of your shape, and scale Y goes with the height of your shape. Go towards the left, and you're bringing it down. If you are at 0, you will not be able to see your video. You can combine these two to create another shape, maybe a square, or maybe a rectangle. And I can just leave it like this to get this nice frame. I can go back to PTSX, where I can just sharpen the corners or leave them round like this. And then finally, we have the Roy angle, which is the angle of this shape. So you can combine all of these sliders to create something cool for your video. If you want to reset all of the sliders to their original position, you can hit the reset button. You can turn off the shape mask effect to remove the mask completely, or get rid of it with this X. Now let's try the other mask option, which is the image mask. Drag this directly onto your video. With the image mask, you have a lot more options and some presets for you to choose from. Double click on your video, head over to Video, Effects, and immediately you can see this path box where you get to choose the shape of your mask. But the thing about this mask option is that you can upload your own images as well. Let's try some of these shapes. This is without anything. We got this and a lot more interesting shapes that you can use to mask out parts of your video. We got a flower petal, clover, an X, an arrow, and so much more. Now, with any of these paths that you choose, you have the option to alter their shape. We have X and Y, which is their position. Move it to the left. You're moving it to the left side on the X axis. Bring it towards the right, like so. You can just move this around to only have part of your video in the mask. Let's undo this. We have Y for the Y position. So if you go left, you're going down. If you go to the right, you're going to bring it up. We have scale X, which works with the width of your shape. Move it towards the right, you're expanding it. Move towards the left, you're decreasing it. And if it's at 0, you're not getting anything at all. We have the same thing for the height of your shape. You can make it thin or expand it. We have the blur strength, which targets the edges right here. At 0, we have a sharp line, but if you drag this towards the right, we're getting a softer look. You can just use these settings for any shape. It doesn't have to be something special. You can do anything with these shapes. Now let's try to add our own image. Maybe these shapes are just not working for me, and I'm looking for something that maybe represents my brand. This button right here allows you to upload your own path. The only condition is that your image is PNG, meaning that it doesn't have a background, and that your text or shape is in the color black. Let's go ahead and take a look at the image that I'm going to use. So this is my image, it's .png. Let's open it up, and you can see that I'm getting no background, and I'm just getting my text in black. You can also use a shape, but we got plenty of those here. So let's say this is the name of my brand. I had it typed out in the color black. You can remove the background of your text with simple tools such as Paint or online websites, or use other programs like Photoshop and Illustrator. Once you have the background taken out, we can go ahead and upload it. Hit this button, select the text, open, and now it shows up at the bottom. Let's replace this video with something that has more movement. Stock media, download, select the video first, the one in the timeline, hold down Command and Option, click and drag it onto this video. So now I have replaced that video with my Fire video. If you are on Windows, you want to select the video over here, hold down Control, Shift, and Alt at the same time, and then drag it onto this old footage. But if you're on Mac, it's Command and Option. Let's play this back. The video is playing in real time, but it's inside my text. Let's double click the video and see how I can alter this to my liking. Let's choose something a little bit more bright. I'm gonna replace this again. There we go, now we can see the effects. You can change position X, position Y, scale X, or scale Y. We also have blur strength, which can soften out the edges of your image. You can either put a text in here or put your logo, whatever you want. Just make sure that there isn't a background and your element, whether it's a text or a shape, is in black. Now let's go ahead and delete image mask. I still have the option to mask my videos without those effects. Head over to Video and go to Mask. Over here, I can choose more shapes such as rectangle, circle, double line, single line, love. Let's select this, and finally star. Whatever shape I choose, I can drag these blue dots to scale in or out. I can drag this to make my edges or corners sharper, or just remove them completely. I can drag this handle to rotate my shape. And over here, we can work with keyframes. Let me choose another shape. Go to the start of my video where I can just add keyframes. Let's skip through a few seconds, hit add, and now I have a keyframe. Select that keyframe, move forward in time, and now let's blur the edges. There we go. Let's select this keyframe, move forward in time, and maybe this time work with the position. Position X and position Y. Let's rotate it as well. Scale it in or out. I'm going to keep it around 63%. Change the horizontal distortion or the vertical distortion. And finally, you can save these settings as a custom preset. I'm going to save this, call it Heart, hit OK. And now, because I've made keyframes, all of these are going to be animating between the points. So because we have these arrows, this indicates that the changes will happen in between these two white diamonds. Now you can see there's a custom tab where we have our heart shape. Let me select something else, come back to this, and you can see it's just as we left it. Let's go ahead and take a look at our masking with keyframes. There we go. So I have animated my masking using the masking panel. We can also invert a mask by hitting invert mask. So the only part that's gone is the shape, and you can just switch between these two depending on what you want to keep. You can move to the previous keyframe with these and perhaps readjust them. Let's hit OK. I'm going to delete this video and instead get two videos that I want to put on top. Let's drag this video right here. And drag another video on top. So because I want these two videos to play at the same time, but in a different sense, I cannot use split screens. I want them to have a more creative shape and not just a rectangle display. So let's double click on our fire video or the top video, head over to mask, where I can choose a random shape. Let's choose this circle. Drag this anywhere you want. Let's put it right here. Drag this right here, and perhaps I can come to the start right here and make a keyframe, hit add, where I'm going to scale it to 200% until it's full screen. Go to the start and reduce this to 0. So I can make my videos appear in a creative way. There we go. Again, the more space between your keyframes, the slower the animation will be. There we have it. You can also use masking to display different footage next to each other in a shape that you'd like. Let's go to My Media, Sample Color to get a nice background. Select your videos and place them on top. Make sure that they start at the same time. Go to Effects, Utility, and head over to Image Mask. Apply it directly onto all of your videos. I will get one more. There we go. Double click on each one. You can turn off the visibility of others so you can focus on one at a time. Hit OK. Double click on that one video and go to Effects, where you can choose a shape that you'd like. I will stick with the circle. Change the position X and Y to make sure that the subject of the video is in the mask. Scroll down where you can adjust the width and the height of this shape. Adjust the frame to your liking. Hit OK. Go back to the other videos and choose another shape or keep the same shape. I'm going to do this for all of them. You can also click and drag the video if the position of the video in the mask is not suitable for you. And now I could head over to the transition menu where I can grab a fade transition and place it at the start of all my videos. Let's bring back the visibility and offset all of these so that they come one by one. You can go to a point where all of them are visible, double click and just reposition the size of the video and the mask. Lock your videos in place so you do not move them anymore. Extend the time of your background image, and now you could have a nice display of your photos or your videos in this way. And that's how you can use the mask tools to overlay videos on top of each other, show them at the same time like we did here, or place your videos inside an image of your choice. Now that we learned how to use masking, let's move on to the chroma key.